So for our first video, we're going to introduce you to the managemydirectory.com site. This is the site that you'll use to log in to the backend of the system. You'll use your user and password that were assigned to you by the Brain Directories team. Let's log in now. And as you can see several parts of the backend. We can see some stats here, like the total number of members we have on the site, how many members have signed in the last 7 days, new leads, revenue, some quick videos on how to do certain things on the site, and other information that we can scroll by here. But for the developer course, we're going to focus ourselves on the member option here in the sidebar. This is the admin sidebar. So in the admin sidebar, we're going to focus on the member, on the content, on the toolbox, settings, and developer sections. Partners typically use the emails, content, leads, and finance more, and we developers use the members, toolbox, settings, and the content more. So we're going to focus on those. For the members, we have certain options here. We can search for the members. If I click on any of the sections here, they'll send me to the first option. Okay, so if I click on emails, I'll be sent to the form inquiries. If I click on the members section here, I'll be sent to the search members option. Toolbox will send me to the first option, which is the widget manager, and so on. So for the members, we have a way of searching for them, seeing their status. We can edit information about them. Okay. Here's the sample one we have. You can edit the membership level they have, the status of the account, verify member, etc. All these options, they have a variable set for them. You can see the variable if you right click and then click inspect element, and we can see the variable here. In this case, is this subscription ID, subscription underscore ID. This is important to know later for other videos, because it'll help you know how to save the information, how to retrieve it later on using this variable name. So here we can search for them by states, countries, status, membership levels, etc. We can even add more members. This is more of partners that own the site tasks, not more of a developer site. But it's good to know. In the membership levels, we can see different membership levels or subscription levels. You can see that we have 3 here. We can have more, but they typically relate to the pricing menus. If we click on visit website, we will be greeted with the front end part of the system. This is your actual homepage. If we click on get listed today, you're going to see that we have 3 plans, and if I hover over the button, you're going to see down below the URL that appears there. You see it says payment/3. That 3, that number, is the actual ID of that subscription level or membership level. You can see I got 3 here, 2 here, 1 here, and if we hover over the buttons, you can see the payment 2 down here and 1. Okay, so what this will do is just send the user to that specific membership level when they actually subscribe to your site, when they sign up all the information they need for that to create their profile page. On each membership level, we have different options that you can play with. You got general, like the name of the membership level, the email they'll get when they sign up, and more. You can see the pricing for them. You can see what type of information their profile page will show if they are on this membership level, and the privileges and features they are offered when they are on this membership level, including what information is displayed for them. Same applies for the rest of the membership levels, and you can create more membership levels as you grow your site. On the membership features, you can see by default it comes with a couple of them. Okay, the listing is the one in charge with connecting through the database to the user's data table and showing all the members in a very unique way. You can see the way the membership feature works by simply going to the site, click on search, and you can see this. Here it will populate with all the members that you have in your site, and you can see the information. You can sort them by A through Z, or Z through A, or most reviews, or any other options that you want to add here. Of course, it will be customization requests, but that's some of the challenges you'll be greeted with during the course as developers. So this part, this search results, if we click on the listing feature, in most of them you're going to see these three options: profile pages, search results, and detailed pages filled with some information. Okay, for the search results, it will be the search results tab, and you can see some information here, some information over there. You can play with the information that is shown by the users. For example, let's just add something here, something super weird there. If we refresh a page, we should see the changes. Okay, here we can see the changes I did. Let's remove that, and you can play with this and hide, add, modify, or show any additional information you want to show for your members, like what profession they would work with, what class they went to, what cars, colors, whatever you want to show based on your type of site. For the profile pages, that's basically when you click here, this is their profile page, and you can edit that also. Here's some code that changes that or shows the map, this map, the Google map. And for the detailed pages, depending on the page, this affects specific pages for like articles, job openings, and more. The same principle that I just mentioned here about the search results, detailed pages, and profile pages applies to the rest of the membership features. You can see they have some information here. They have some search results and the way they would show, and you can see the detail pages, like I was mentioning, that are very specific to some of the membership features. This, when they're enabled in this section, the My Membership Features, they'll show in any of the membership levels by going to Edit Setting, then Features, and you can see them here. And how would they display on the actual page of the user? Okay, it will be like this. Let's log in as a user. There are several ways on how to log in as a user. You can click here. See, now I'm logged in. And there's another way. You can be like on a specific page, looking at the profile page of the member, and see this here. This is the front end admin sidebar. Okay, it has an option here to edit that page, and if it detects it's a member, it'll log in as that member. So there's those two ways to log in as a member, apart from actually typing the user and the password. This is good to know, so you can configure, fix, or test new features, new changes. So here we see that we have all these options in their profile page. We got coupons, events, job openings, photo albums, etc. Okay, So what happens if I go to a membership level? Here's that member. We can see the number here. If I click on it, it will show all the members that are premium in this case. But what happens if I go, you can click here, level premium, and you'll get this little nice box. Or you can actually go to membership levels and look for premium. There are always several ways of getting to the same goal. So I can go to features and, for example, start removing some of the options. Let's remove all these 4 options here and let's save it. If you go to the profile page of that user, see all these options. If I refresh, now they don't have those options there. So the membership level also controls what membership features those members have access to. Have access to post them, view them, even how many they can actually create. This is important information just in case you're working on some code that relates to this. So it's good to know. Jumping from members, we're gonna go to content. Content manages all the pages that users can actually use. You can see here the /about contact, etc. If I click on it, I get to that page. Let me close a couple of the tabs here. If I click on join, I'll get to a join page, and so on. You can edit any of this. Note that no PHP code can work here, only HTML code and special calls to the widgets, forms, menus, and sidebars we actually use. I'll talk about the special ways of calling them on a later video. Here, okay, you can see all the pages, you can edit them, remove them, add a new page, and so on. This is very simple, based the same idea as WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, and others that have a content management section. For the toolbox and the settings, but more of the toolbox, this is the one you're going to be using the most as a developer. Here you can manage and edit your widgets. Widgets are similar to the extensions or plugins in WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, Magento, PrestaShop, and others. They just add functionality to the system. They add display and more. They just enhance the system as a whole. If you want to know which widgets are being used on a specific page, just go to visit website. You're gonna land on the home page. See this magnifying glass here? Click on it. Make sure that you have the admin sidebar here, and it's gonna show you all the widgets in the order that they're used, and also what area of the page they control. So for example, boot theme framework, if you see the lines here, the striped lines here, you can see it controls the whole page. But if we go to like Bootstrap theme footer, you can see it goes up to here and then goes up, so it controls all this area. You can see, for example, that the Bootstrap theme display about website join offer only controls this part. So if I wanted to like edit this or maybe add some information there, I could click on the widget. Let's customize it, then edit it, and we can add, let's add, I don't know, let me put something here, lol, lol, and we can see it there. That's how easy it is to edit a specific part of a page using the magnifying glass here to see the widgets and then edit them right there. So let's put this back and let's go back here. So we can edit widgets, remove widgets, create custom widgets. Here's a button for them. We can even search for them if we know the name or part of the name. Then we go to the sidebar. This sidebar manager works like a container. Okay, it can contain several widgets inside of it. So we can see, for example, if we go here, we see the home page with map, and we see the container, the sidebar container with the name homepage with map, and it has two widgets inside of it. If we go to a lead page, you're gonna see that it changes here, how many it has inside of it. If you go to the post single page, you can see it has others inside of it. So you can control what type of widgets a sidebar has inside of it. Those sidebars, note that they don't center themselves, okay? They're just like a container, the simple container. They just group widgets together. Being a sidebar doesn't mean you'll be in the sidebar. It just means it'll contain several, it will group several widgets together. So let me show you this here. In this specific page, you're gonna see the member search results sidebar. If I look for it here on the sidebar manager, member search result, okay, here it is, and you're gonna see that it has a banner responsive size widget. I'm guessing it's that one over there. Then it has a search module top sub location. Here you go. If we keep on going down, you're gonna see the newsletter sign up form and the member join offer. Newsletter sign up form, member join offer. This one, since you can see here that this widget controls this area and this one is inside of this one, so if you click on it, you're going to see that this widget was called by this widget, and all of these widgets were actually called by the sidebar. So you can see that there's a cascading effect here on how they relate to each other. I was mentioning this sidebar because if you try to paste the same sidebar on the home page, it won't look the same. It won't be on the right side because there's, for this specific page, there's some CSS that's making the sidebar look this way. So you will have to do the same if you want to put it on the home page or somewhere else on the profile page of certain members. You will have to play with the CSS, and I'm guessing that's normal. I'm thinking that you already knew that you had to play with that. And again, this sidebar manager is just a container manager. Groups widgets together. Doesn't make them be on one side or the other of a page. Just to have that clear there. Now, if we go to the menu manager, we can see some of the menus the system uses. For example, the main menu, here we can see that we have home, how it works, join today. And if we go to the main menu, header main menu, let's edit that one. You're gonna see that it has the three options I just mentioned. Home, how it works, join today. Let's change the text. How it works, awesome. I don't know. Let's save that. Refresh here and you see that it changes. You can also make it so an option is inside of another option, like this. Very similar on how other systems work, so it's very intuitive there. So you can see now I created a submenu here, or I can simply make it a parent again. There, save it, and there we go. That's one way you can start scaling the menu with options for your members, for the professions they have, the categories, and more. Lastly, the form manager. The form manager is basically the heart of the whole system. This takes care of how information is inserted into the system, how it's exported of the system, how it's shown, how can it be modified, and more. So for example, if we wanted to, let's say, let's go to let's view the profile of the user here. We have a couple of options here. Okay, we got company details and more. What happens if I wanted to edit that? So we will go to the listing details, and for example, let's display this option. We're not seeing it here, but let's show the year established. We click on display yes, require no. Let's save it, and if I refresh a page, I should see the year established. That's one way of showing, hiding, modifying a field in the form. These are called fields. This little guy here, you can remove them. You can even include widgets inside of them with special format we have. You can hide fields of the form and do a lot of things, do a lot of interesting things with it. On the toolbox, we can also see the main categories. The top level categories are used on the system, like for example these two, and you can see the subcategories that depend on those top level categories. You can see how they relate through here. So if I were to click on another top, see, it doesn't have any options, but if I click on sample category, it shows me the subcategories that are based off of that top category that relate to it. Lastly, we have the sitemap generator, which creates a really neat sitemap for our site, so we can use it with Google Webmaster Tools or the Microsoft or Yahoo or whichever SEO system you want to use. Obviously, Google is the best right now. There are other options like the File Manager, FTP Manager, but I will be talking about them later on in another video. For the settings, we have several neat settings here. You can put the name of the site here, what type of profession industry the page will be based, if you want to support advertisement, if it's gonna be a members only website. Members only website means the following. If I click yes and I try to visit the website as a member, I will see it like this. But if I'm not a member, people that will visit the site will see it like, you will see that I can see the front page of it, but if I try to use any part of the system, it will send me to a login page. I have to be a member to actually use the system. So if it's not a member only website, you can see I can search now, and voila. You can see the branding for the images, different type of images, default images for members that don't upload their image. You can see some configuration here related to the time zone, to the currency you're going to be using, to the country, to the distance, etc. And for the design settings, this is a very extensive one, but basically you can control everything related to a theme of your site. There's more than 100 options here to control basically how it displays. If you wanted to display like a homepage slideshow there, you can enable it here and you can see it in action. As you can see, that here's the bird and then it changes to a frog or something. There you go, a flower. Or I could actually disable that altogether and just refresh a page, and there, it would stay there forever. I could change the default image, you can see here, and you could replace image and then just look for another one I would like to use, like this one. Let's save it, refresh, and there we go. You can also change, for example, the search type, the search format here. Let's say you don't want to use that one specific type. Here you have a couple. Okay, you can change it to a country. Let's put US there, and then you can just start clicking on the states and searching for members in those states, and you have a lot of options here to play with. Okay, there's a lot of options you can play around here. Search the online member directory. This site is awesome. Start searching now. Let's save that, refresh here. Okay, let's put a search type that actually shows that information. Filter search. So there we go. This site is awesome. Yeah, start searching now. So there's a lot of options in the design settings. I'm not gonna go through all the details here, but you can change a whole bunch of things here. You got pre-made colors if you wanna like select something there and change the whole color. You can see it changed a bit there, up here, the colors, everything. For the admin accounts, those are the users, the admin users of your site. You can be the actual owner of the site, not have an admin account, or you can create your own little admin accounts for your admin members that'll take care of your site and work on it. There's text labels for all the different variables used on the site. You got keyword searches for the site if you want to type something specific, image settings, country settings, and even advanced settings. For the advanced settings, you gotta be careful. There are advanced settings because of something, because they actually can change the whole site. There are some options here that they're very delicate, and if changed, they could literally take your site down, make it faster, make it slower, make it more specific to a geolocation, make it more of a member specific profession service kind of thing. So you can play around with a lot of options here, but you gotta be careful which options, and always read the description for them. You can also see the variables here, so you can play with them like in a temporarily way. So there are a lot of options, more than 200 options. Okay, 100 options there, sorry. What else? We got the developers section. You also want to be working on that one too. You got the 301 regex. Here's one. Regex can help users go from an old URL that we're using to a new custom one. For example, if I wanted to make the user sample listing have his or her own sub URL, subdomain here, I could change this, and when somebody visits, for example, this URL, they would land on that specific page for that member. You got the HT access. If you know how to handle HT access, there you go. You have everything here. You got the cPanel dashboard. This more advanced stuff here. If you know how to use cPanel, here you go. And if you got the PHP application to handle the MySQL database you will be working on. So with this, you have a basic understanding of the backend admin sidebar options you're going to be working with, general idea on what the options cover and what they offer for you, and you can pretty much handle yourself if you start playing with them a bit. The ones that we're going to be working on a lot is going to be the Toolbox one, because it includes the widget manager, the form manager, and other options that we're going to be touching a lot there. So hope the video was great for you, and have an excellent day.